It's all right. Welcome to Science by the Maria Zogzo. Now, if you observe the board here, we have a physics question. The question says a wire of length 5 meters carrying a current of 8 ampere is lying in a direction 30 degrees to a magnetic field of flux density 0.6 Tesla. Determine the magnitude of the force. And option A, they give us 10 Newton. Option B, we have 12 Newton. C, they gave you 15, then D, they gave you 6 Newton. Now, if you observe this question carefully, you will realize that this question is rooted from electromagnetic field, which is a field, or rather it is a joint interaction between the electric and magnetic field. Now, if you recall, you were told that if you have a vertical wire or a conductor carrying a current, you have a vertical wire or a conductor, let's call this one wire or conductor carrying a current. Now, you must realize that the current will create its own magnetic field. And the magnetic field created is directly proportional to the current. I will call this one equation 1. And the magnetic field created by the current, again, it is inversely proportional to 2 pi r. 2 pi r is, we refer to it as what? The circumference from the wire. So if I label this one equation 2, if I'm to combine 1 and 2, it therefore implies that the magnetic field created by the current is directly proportional to the current and inversely proportional to 2 pi radius. Are we clear? So we have B, we have the magnetic field created is equal nu naught into the current upon 2 pi radius. Are we clear? Now, again, you were again told that if I carry a conductor carrying a current and I pass it across an external magnetic field. Now, the idea is this, that the external magnetic field, or rather, the conductor will experience a force called the Lorentz force. We call it the Lorentz. It's called the Lorentz force or the motor force or the motor effect from the external magnetic field. And again, we said the first experience is directly proportional to the current. I will call this one equation 1. Again, we said the first experience or the Lorentz force or the motor force or the motor effect experienced by the conductor carrying a current that is placed across a magnetic field varies directly proportional to the magnetic field. I will call this one equation 2. Again, the force experience is directly proportional to okay, what's the first one? You have F into I, you have I, F into B, then you have, okay, it is directly proportional to the sine of angle of inclination. I will call this one equation 3. And the force experience is directly proportional to the length of the conductor or to the length of the wire. So I will call this one equation 4. Now take note, with respect to the sine of angle of inclination, it is maximum at 90 degrees. Now, if you observe, everything here is directly proportional. So I can boldly say that F is, okay, you have F varies directly with B, with I, with L, and sine theta. Remember, because of this sign of variation here, our K here is equal to 1. So F is equal, one more, I don't see this region. Okay, so F is equal, you have BIL sine theta. So it means to solve this particular question, To solve this question, the formula I'm going to work with, it is F is equal BIL sine theta, where F is the Lorentz force or the motor force or the motor effect, and our B here is the magnetic field, our I here is the current, the L is the length of the conductor or length of the wire, and our S here is the sign of angle of inclination between you grab. Okay, now from the geometry of the question, our F is unknown because we have been asked to solve for F. Now, the length of the conductor is 5 meters. We will not convert. And our current, it is 8 ampere. We will still not convert. And our sine theta is 30 degrees. And they gave us flux density. B to be 0.6 Tesla. So let's impute the whole of this parameter into this given expression, then we can solve. So let me erase this part of the board. But observe, hope you are aware that if you want to sit for recently now, you can only use calculator if you are preparing, or if you want to sit for, let's say, GCE, you want to sit for WAEC, you want to sit for NECO. But if you want to sit for JAMB and post UTME, your sign function, you have plus, you have minus, you have multiplication, you have equality sign, you have division sign, and why some CBT, they have square root. So it means you must learn to simplify all values into the sign function. It means the examiner will not give you, the value of sin 30. They will not give you the value of cos 30. They will not give you the value of tan 30. But your syllabus function with special angles. You have 45 degree, you have 30 degree, you have 60 degree. If you know 45, I can manipulate value in between 45 and 1. I can manipulate, if I know 30, I can manipulate value that is in the range of 30. If I know 60, I can manipulate value in the range of what? 60 what degree. So since they gave us 30, now, without the help of calculator, let's deduce what is sine 30 degree. Now, to achieve that, I will have to recall your equilateral triangle, or what we call prism in physics. And this is it. Now remember, here is 60 degree, here is 60 degree, and here is 60 degree. Now we assume that here is 2, we assume here to be 2, we assume here to be 2, again we assume here to be 2. Now if you observe, I only have angle of inclination. There's no angle 90. So for me to deduce angle 90, I will have to bisect this sketch. Now, bisecting this prism or equilateral triangle means I'm dividing by 2. So if I should bisect, it means I am dividing by 2, so that here becomes my angle 90, here becomes my angle 90. So it becomes 60 upon 2, which is 30 degree, 2 upon 2, which is what? 1. So therefore, here becomes 30 degree, and here is 30 degree. Here is 1, here is 1. So I will have to take one of these sketch. So we'll have this. This is your right angle triangle. So that here is 60 degree, here is angle 90, here is 2, here is 30, here is 1, and here is x. So to solve for the value of x, I will use our famous theory, which is Pythagoras theory. So you have, if here is your angle 90, here is your hypotenuse. Now, because of this question, we'll take 30 as our angle of focus. So if we are assuming this guy to be our angle of focus, so here becomes opposite, and here is what? Adjacent. So I will have, this is 2 square. I will have 2 square is equal, you have x square plus what? Plus 1 square. So you have, this is 4 is equal x square plus 1. So that x square is equal 4 minus 1. So you have x square is equal 3. The inverse of square is square root. So x is equal square root of 3. So I will erase x. I will put 3. I will say square root of what? Of 3. Now, they gave us sine. Sine as the angle of focus. and the degree here is what is 30 degrees. Now, if we recall from Socatoire, that sine theta, it is opposite upon hypotenuse. Now, our angle here is 30. Now, sine 30 degree is equal, opposite I have 1, and hypo I have what? I have 2. So it means sine 30 becomes what? 1 over 2. So let's continue. So since we have to work with F is equal BIL sine theta. So F will now be, what's my flux density? What's flux density? I have 0.6 Tesla is into, what's my length? I have 5 meter. Okay. What's my current? I have 8 ampere. And what's my length? I have 5 meter times sine 30 degree. Are we clear? Observe. So I can boldly say, now observe, 0.6 is in decimal form. If I want to express this idiot in fraction form, it is 6 upon what? Upon 10. So my F is equal 6 upon 10 is into 8 upon 1 is into 5 upon 1 times 1 over 2. Are we clear? I can cancel out now. Now 5 years is 1. 5 years what? It is 2. So here you have F is equal. Okay, I can still cancel out. 2 years 1. 2 years 1. Let's see. 2 years 1. 2 years 4. So we have F is equal. Observe. I have F is equal. You have 0. Then you have 6 over 10 times 8 over 1 times 5 over 1. Let's say 30 degrees. Let's work with that part. Now, if I'm to cancel out, okay, 2 year is 4, 2 year is 5. Okay. So I have, this is F is equal. I can still cancel out. Yes, 5 years. So 5 will cancel out. Well, I don't want to cancel this 5 year. Okay, let's say you have 6 upon 5 times 4 upon 1 times 5 upon 1 times 1 upon 2. So I can cancel out now. Now 2 years 1, 2 years what? It is 2. So I have F is equal 6 into 2 into 5 upon what? Upon 2. I'm good to go. Now let's go. Now 6 into 5 into 2 will give us 10. So 10 into 6, 6 into 1 is 6. So I'll put my 0 here. So my F becomes 60 upon 5. Now take note. To divide any number by 5, you multiply by 2. So I can say this is 60 times 2. Now 2 into 0 will give me 0. 2 into 6 will give me 12. So here you have, this is left, here you have what? Right. So from your right hand side, after your first digit, you introduce 0. So 0, since 0 is my first digit, after your first digit, you introduce your point. Since 0 is my first digit here, from my right hand side, I'll put my point here. So my answer is 12.0 Newton. So F is equal 12.0 Newton. So which of the option? Option B is very correct. I'll see you guys in my next class. My nomenclature has not changed. I still remain my humble self, Sir Marian Zuxu. See you guys.